While the hosts of Sisters in Arms have taken every precaution to ensure that the content of this program is both current and accurate, errors can occur. The hosts assume no responsibility or liability for any errors or omission in the content of this program.
The information contained in this program is provided on an as-is basis with no guarantee of completeness or accuracy. The opinions of the guests are not necessarily the same as the hosts.
Welcome to Sisters in Arms. I'm Kerrie Ann Auclair.
And I'm Renee Gagnee, and together we serve as a Second Amendment resource for the communities of Massachusetts.
And today's episode is episode what? 12?
I think
12.
13.
13,
No,
13. Can you believe this?
Woo!
I can't believe it. It went by quick, didn't it?
It did. It sure did. It sure did.
So today's episode we have the Boy Scouts of America, Troop 31, and we're going to be talking to them about the Boy Scouts Rifle Merit Badge. So in the house today we have Wyatt, we have Tyler on the end, and we have Sean in the middle. So welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Yes, so you want to start it off?
So I'm just going to let you know, I'm sure you haven't been on TV very much. This is very relaxed. We're just having a conversation. Don't get excited about all the lights, okay? The purpose of the show is to let our viewers know how awesome the Boy Scouts is and what you're doing and what they can do too if they join. How about that?
Yeah.
Do you want to start with how old the organization is?
Well, it was founded in 1907, so that is... that is...
Why don't you say over 100 years old?
Yeah.
Over 100 years old. I can't do
go.
basic math, so...
Yeah.
Wow. This is so good.
Is there a math merit badge? I bet there is.
There's a lot of math involved and a lot of things that they do, but a separate math merit badge, we'd have to look because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So keeping them all straight is a bit of a challenge,
for sure,
to be honest.
for sure. And they change.
Yeah,
They
they add to so that they're able to meet the change of times and the change of interest in the age bracket of the Scouts,
Yeah.
so that the skills that they're able to offer are always kind of in line with both what Scouts are looking for, but also what the demand is in society.
Yeah, I have a whole 10-page document here of all the different merits. It's crazy.
What he said.
It's really impressive.
There's welding. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So what is your favorite?
Mine personally?
Yeah.
Oh, there's too many to have a favorite. I think as a Scout myself, 25 years ago, my favorite was the Emergency Preparedness Merit Badge.
That's awesome.
Which really went through learning the behaviors, learning the skills to be able to respond appropriately for personal safety and protecting your home and maybe your family in types of natural emergencies that we might encounter, whether it's a hurricane or whether it's food shortages and whatnot. It really, that one I think was especially exciting to me as a boy.
So it sounds like the Boy Scouts do a lot for the community as well. I mean, it's amazing the things that you guys do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
A good chunk of our activities is actually giving back to the community with community service hours for requirements, as well as just helping around the community as much as we possibly can.
Yeah. What's your favorite so far?
My favorite event?
Yeah.
Well, we've done a lot of events over the years, such as camping and like Yahoo. Yeah, Wyatt.
Yeah, explain Yahoo, because that is a really big thing for the Scouts. What is Yahoo?
Campground. It's a summer camp that was founded in 1912 and is one of the longest running scout camps in the country. And we went there for the first time last year. And we had a great time. Both me and Wyatt actually went for the second week of camp.
Yeah.
Which we went to a camp called Baden-Powell. And that was a great experience for both of us. And we both really enjoyed it.
That's great. Hey, Wyatt, I know you and Tyler together with your Scout, every meeting you say the Scout oath. Do you think you guys could say it today for our viewers? No?
Yeah,
Can you do it together?
How about to do it together?
Yeah, we can do it together.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
On 3. 1, 2,
Oh my God, you guys are so cute.
3. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
I love it.
So when you're talking about doing things for the community, it makes me think of the Scout slogan, which is to do what?
To do a good turn daily.
Yeah. So what does that mean to you, to do a good turn daily?
To give back, to do something good for somebody, for a community, for every day.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That's great.
And we talked about how old the Boy Scouts are. Can you kind of define for the viewers what the Boy Scouts is? Because some people probably know about the Boy Scouts, but could you give a good definition of what that's about?
Either you guys want to tackle this one?
Boy Scouts is Boy Scouts.
But what is it? Tyler kind of said it before the camera started rolling.
Boy Scouts is a program in which the leaders of our community teach young men and women how to grow up to be leaders and citizens in our society, and teaching them some basic life skills along the way.
Oh, I love it.
That's great.
What they don't teach us in school.
They should have an adult
Yeah.
scout.
Right. So
I think a lot of us would benefit from that,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So you'll rank up and you'll teach the younger boys, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, the leaders of our scout troop enable, but the older boys in our troop actually guide and teach the younger scouts. So
That's excellent.
So the actual Boy Scouts in the troop control pretty much all of it. We schedule things, we create the opportunities, and the leaders just are there to supervise.
That's all they do. They just supervise.
Well, I mean, I think that's really the beauty of the programming, in that it's designed for young men and women, although in Cub Scouting, which is from like ages 4 through 11, the girls and the boys get to be in the same units and they get to participate together. There's a lot of like real convenience logistically for families when their kids get to all be in the same unit. When they reach Scouts BSA at age 11, that's when we separate our girls units and our boys units, and then our girls that are engaged in Scouts BSA, they're performing the same tasks, they're working on the same requirements, they're going through the same experience, but they get to do it in an organization that is kind of like separated from the boys groupings for all of the obvious reasons probably. But it's great because it allows girls that really enjoyed Cub Scouting to get to still have the Scouts BSA opportunities in addition to having an opportunity to do Girl Scouting if that would be their preference. So for the boys units, which again are engaged in the same kind of curriculum or have the same methodology, it really is designed where between the ages of 11 and 18, these young men and women really go through a lot of development and a lot of changes in what they're capable of performing and what they're capable of leading. And the design of the program is that the first several ranks of scouting are skill development, and the young scouts are learning how to pitch their own tents, they're learning how to tie their knots, they're learning their first aid, they're learning a lot about citizenship and participation in community, awesome. They're learning a lot about managing themselves in a way that is healthy and productive. And those skills that they're learning, a lot of them are being instructed and then also kind of exemplified, modeled by the older scouts. So our troop leadership, which is a boy that is in charge of the whole troop, essentially, he's called the senior patrol leader, and then he'll have an assistant who is the assistant senior patrol leader, and they manage the troop in general. The troops are then broken down into smaller units, usually of like 4 to 8 scouts that are called patrols, and your patrols will have a patrol leader and an assistant patrol leader, and those scouts, those roles that I just listed, those are the planners, the vision makers, and the executors of the plans for all the things that we do, both at our weekly meetings and at our day events and at our week events. So while they're doing the skill instruction for the newer scouts are seeing how even a 12 or a 13 or a 14-year-old scout can really be providing a lot of quality education and training. And those that are usually a little bit older, those 15, 16, and 17-year-old scouts, are the ones that are overseeing the whole management of the troop. And throughout that process, all of the scouts are going through these natural roles of developing their leadership skills, so that the young scouts develop their skills, and as those skills develop, they're now ready to take on leading younger scouts as time goes by in developing those skills. And then as they get a little older, they're developing the ability to manage those teams of other scouts. It really is, by design, an outstanding way to build capacity for young men and women, so that as they approach that 16, 17, 18-year-old age and they're about to become adults in the community, that they have a lot of practice and development in being very effective in the community.
I absolutely love it. Now, I see here that, Tyler, you're a tenderfoot. What is that?
Tenderfoot is the second rank in the large scale of ranks of scouts. It goes scout, tenderfoot, second class, first class, star scout, life scout, and then eagle scout. Eagle scout is the highest, and we have an eagle scout in the room right here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you.
You brought me to my next point. Eagle Scout, right? It's very prestigious. How many? What percentage do you think, Sean, of the scouts? It's not large.
Yeah, this is a statistic I probably should know, but
sorry,
I don't. No problem at all.
I know it. I think you do.
You know it?
It's just 1% of all scouts that make it.
No,
to
it's
Eagle.
not one.
It's
It's
just
it
1%.
It may very well be.
Really?
Yeah, it may very well be.
We have several in our troop. 3, my father, a boy by the name of Richard Thorne, and a man by the name of Marty Wyndham.
Yes, we were hoping that one of them could be here today, but everyone's schedule is so crazy with vacations and work and stuff, but that's great.
Did you want to show the picture of the troop?
Yeah, sure. We have some pictures here. We went on a camping trip in January. Oh, that's not the right one, but that's okay. So that's the troop, Troop 31. Is that everybody, you think?
That was the full complement that we had this summer. So that includes all of the registered scouts that we had part of the troop at that time. And we've, since each spring, Cub Scouts that are in their final segment of Cub Scouting have an opportunity to cross over from their Cub Scout pack into a Boy Scout troop. Usually, Scouts will move from the pack in their community to a troop in their community, and in Berkeley, we only have one pack, we only have one troop, although it is wide open, so Scouts can go to a troop in a community where perhaps the philosophy is in line with what the family's philosophy is, or that just is more convenient for whatever reason. But we're excited that we have 3 or 4 more scouts that are joining us this spring.
That's cool.
So as some of the big guys in the back are getting ready to age out at 18, we're getting this nice fresh group of young scouts that are excited to join us this coming summer.
How many troops do you have in Massachusetts? Do you know? Is it really just...
There's usually one or there's usually just one per town, and there may be 2 or 3 per big town.
Yeah, or a city.
Like a city.
So I'd say around 50 in Massachusetts, maybe.
Probably as many towns as we have, there's likely to be a pack and a troop. And for the real small towns that don't have a functional pack or troop, the interested families would be able to find a pack or a troop in a neighboring community. And then with those big communities like a city of Taunton or Attleboro that are kind of in our area, you may find that there's multiple packs and multiple troops. So I'd say it's probably a pretty fair shake to say maybe 1-to-1, one pack, one troop per town, roughly.
So, and it's hard because you volunteer your time. Do you have a hard time finding people to man these troops or start these troops?
So I think that's a yes and a no. There's something about scouting that's infectious. When when you take it on and you get to go and participate in the activities and the great things that they do, it really becomes like a passion. So I think lots of parents who get started with their scouts soon find themselves that this is really something I'm very excited to share with my scout. And there's always opportunities and roles for parents to get involved. There's a lot to scouting. There's a lot of aspects and elements to it. So I think we would never turn down the support from a motivated parent that's interested in participating in the training, or even a community member. One of our assistant scoutmasters is an Eagle Scout himself. He's an adult in the community. Despite not having any children that are part of our programming, right. He's really excited about what scouting is, and he knows what the benefits are. So he's come back as a young adult in his mid-20s and just supports the boys in town. And that really, I think, is an example of the model of scouting, where scouts are trained to be great members of our community, and in doing so, they also are trained to give back.
Right. I think that's awesome. I really do. And I have a website, and so it's scouting.org. Is that the website that they would go to find out more information about troops in their area, or how to volunteer and how to get, I think we have a lower third for that too, so if anybody's interested in going to that website.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Facebook is your friend here too. Most of your scout groups will have like a public-facing Facebook page. So if you're from a community and you're not sure what's out there, you can just put in that search and you might find that there's a public-facing page. Or if you have a, you know, like a friends of, insert town name here, you can go on that page and ask around, and you'll probably get fed some good information as to who's around. But scouting.org has a search engine format as well as a web form that you can fill out. So that can be great in that you can just enter who you are, what community you're in, and what age programming you're looking for, and then that information will get shared with the Cub Masters or Scout Masters from that appropriate grouping, and then they get to reach out to you.
That's awesome.
So guys, we have you here today to talk about the Rifle Merit Badge. And I believe you both have it, right?
Yep.
You've earned that badge.
Yeah, as of Yahoo last year.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So can you tell us, Wyatt, can you tell us about Wyatt, Quiet Wyatt? So a group of boys went to get the merit badge. Was it a long training? What were some of the things that you learned, or that you did to get that merit badge?
We had to like hit a certain amount of bullseyes, and like you have to hit like a certain amount of like the target.
Yep. You had to score a certain amount. Yep. And you probably talked about different parts of the rifle, different safety rules, right? Probably there are 3 safety rules that are really important. Can you name one of them?
Keep your finger off the trigger until ready to shoot.
Perfect. How about you, Tyler?
Always keep your gun pointed in a safe direction.
That is so true. That is so true. Do you know what a safe direction means?
Like
Probably down or at the target.
That's right. Or in a way that's going to not create damage or harm.
Nothing you're willing to destroy.
And then we also have keep the gun unloaded until ready to shoot.
Correct.
I love it.
Correct. I love it. I love it.
We even have a picture of the target.
Oh, we do? Yeah, we have a picture.
We have a picture of the target that you guys use. Is that right? This one?
So this was Wyatt's target. It's still on the refrigerator. We love it.
Yeah, that's a nice grouping.
Yeah.
So what do you think, 40 feet that was at, Sean? Or I don't know.
Yeah, probably in that range.
I'd say a little less. Maybe 20 feet?
No, it might have been 20 yards is what you might be thinking. But yeah, probably it wasn't a 50-yard range for sure with the 22s, but probably in that like 15 to 25 yard range.
So that was fun. Both of you have shot 22s before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What ranges do you typically go and train at?
Well, Camp Yahoo had a range, which is where we did the merit badge.
Yeah.
And we mostly just went there.
Nice.
It also
that's awesome.
It also has a shotgun range for when you're 15.
I know, that's great. So you can get a shotgun merit badge when you're 15 or...
We'll come back in 3 years and we can talk all about
there
that.
There we go.
And how about you? What do you shoot? What?
I don't know.
What was the question? Where
What do you
does he
sh-
shoot?
what do you
What
shoot?
does he shoot?
Where?
Mansfield.
What?
Mansfield.
Mansfield
Yeah,
fishing game.
Mansfield,
Yeah.
he likes that. He's been to Taunton Rifle and Pistol Club. They have a great range too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you use the junior range that they have there?
They just
Redoing
rebuilt
it.
that range.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wonderful. I'm not sure if it's done. We haven't been back in a while.
Yeah.
But their backstop, they redid it, and so
Yeah.
it's like top of the line, state of the
nice.
art.
Be-
Very
be
nice.
nice to
very
see.
nice.
We even have a picture of the merit badge that you guys received. So that was pretty cool. These look like old style merit badges. Like, do you know when that was designed? Like,
I don't specifically. One of the things that I love about scouting is that it's steeped in tradition in a lot of
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
So there's that merit badge design could be over 100 years old as well. But they also, I think, are doing a lot to keep with the time. So as we build new merit badges, we get
so
those new
on
designs.
the
Yeah.
merit badge, because when Renee was looking at the picture, I'm like, what is that? Like that? It's a, what did they call it? A bat?
That is a flask for gunpowder.
Yeah,
flat.
it's like
Yeah.
a powder flask, and then we're looking
Yeah.
at a center fire cartridge.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So you have, all of your merit badges are going to be lined up, right? Pretty soon, before you know it. You're at the beginning stages of scouting, but once you get your shotgun merit badge and come back, you're probably going to have a
So
lot more, right?
I'm noticing you guys got badges on your shoulder. What does that represent?
I really don't know.
I'll read it to you, and perhaps it'll help. It says Narragansett Council, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut. Does that help?
I don't know.
It represents your council.
Correct.
Oh,
Correct.
and I noticed
Said
you
Wyatt.
have a bunch of them too, Sean.
Oh yeah, there's patches for everything in scouting.
What does
so-
yours represent?
So we all wear the American flag
I
on
love
the
it.
sleeve, as patriotism is so core to Scouts BSA. And then I'm looking to see what the other boys have.
Bless you.
I'll edit that right out. So then there are various emblems that Scouts and adults,
There's
that
one
as
more.
well,
There's always one more.
will wear that indicate experiences that they've gone through or accolades that they've earned.
Calm down.
Tyler may be allergic to fame, so this could be, he might not be back here when we do the,
true.
No,
the
I'm
shotgun
allergic.
merit badge.
I'm allergic to Wyatt's hair.
Oh, as it's drying, it's becoming more, okay, I understand. I also have the council patch, like the boys have, and then our youth leaders and adult leaders will wear patches that indicate what their role is. So when you see scouts at events, you can readily identify what they're trained for or what their role is.
That's nice.
And that more or less covers. Tyler is wearing his tenderfoot rank
Oh,
patch.
I love it.
Which he's earned. And
Should get a close up on that.
I'm not one to be
Can we?
modest.
no, you should be very proud of the accolade that he's earned. As scouts will go through their various ranks, talked about like the learning ranks followed by the leadership ranks.
Oh, hold it up again.
There you go.
There you go.
There it is.
There it
So
is.
that's
Nice.
the tenderfoot
Tenderfoot.
rank patch right there.
You're proud of that. I can tell.
It should be.
So I'm on the committee, and I help with the board of reviews. So when the boys rank up, they have to sit in front of a panel of people, and we ask questions. And I sat for yours, Tyler. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that
It was,
actually.
it was so long ago.
What kind of questions? What kind of
How long ago
questions
was
do
it?
you-
Like December? Maybe January?
It was December.
Yeah. What kind of questions
Yeah,
we
what kind
ask?
of questions?
There's a certain amount of knowledge that they have to get to the next level. So we just kind of go through it and make sure that they they understand what they learned and ask them how everything's going, and it's kind of like a check-in.
Wow, that's so cool.
Would you say, Sean? I'm new in the role,
Sure.
but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. To watch these young boys, and I'm sure I'm going to be there for your next rank and your next rank, and it's going to be really neat
That's really
to
cool.
just see them grow.
Yeah, they operate a little bit like an interview experience, which is really
Oh,
awesome
okay.
because the boys then get the experience of speaking in front of adults about what they're capable of, what they are, what they've accomplished. It is a great skill building for them for
Yeah.
someday when they go to get that first
Yeah,
job or
that's really.
have a college
I just
interview.
absolutely love it. I think it's.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
It's definitely an opportunity that most kids their age wouldn't normally have. to sit in front of a panel of people and have to ask these questions that are asked by multiple people.
Yeah, I agree.
And they do fantastic. So it just helps them with their you know, public speaking, kind of.
Definitely helps to deal with the anxiety of talking in front of multiple people.
When I went onto the website, because I know we got about 4 minutes left, but when I went onto the website, I noticed that there was different programs online, like Sea Scouts, exploring, venturing. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure.
Is that just part of everything usually, or?
So in addition to Scouts BSA having troops that go through the full gamut of curriculum from Scout rank up through Eagle Scout, there's also like some content specific or interest specific groupings that have been around almost as long as Scouting has. I think the venture Scouting began in the 19-teens at some point, so really been around a very long time, and Sea Scouts as well. So those, some of them are for older Scouts, so they're more centric around as the Scouts spend their ages of 12, 11, 13 doing all this great skill building. They may still be part of a unit that is engaging in all of your standard great stuff that Scouts do, but some of those older, more skilled Scouts might now really have the ability to go do some very cool high adventure stuff that maybe isn't appropriate for the 12-year-old yet or the 13-year-old yet. So it's a nice way to take those Scouts that really love doing what they do and get that high adventure, that specific stuff related to what their interests are, or Sea Scouts, which might be more popular in coastal areas where they have opportunities to do more boating and things of that nature.
Do we have time to talk about the derby that you placed first in?
Oh yeah.
Real quickly?
Yeah.
We got like maybe 2 minutes.
Okay.
It was fun. We
then we
dragged
gotta wrap
around
up.
a sled.
Oh, yeah,
Now,
that's
how
painful.
did you? It was painful.
Oh yeah.
It was a long day
Did
in
you
the
build
cold.
a sled?
No.
Did you build the sled? How
I
did you
don't
get
know.
the sled?
Well, it was the troop sled.
Okay.
Yes, at one point the sled had been built, I believe, by the troop, but it was prior to their arrival. So it demonstrates the quality of craftsmanship because we've had it for years and it functions well.
Okay.
So,
So how do you come in first? What do you have to do to be first place?
Well, first you have to have one of your scouts come in halfway through the race.
Like a relay?
No.
I don't think anyone has context for the joke you're making, Tyler.
Oh.
That's what I do best.
Tyler arrived halfway through the day,
Oh.
so he gets to enjoy the full amount of credit, but he only participated in half the
Well,
activity.
Wyatt, you were there the whole day, right?
Yeah.
So what did the day entail? What did you have to do?
Well, you had to do like a bunch of challenges, like milk crate stacking, fire starting.
Well, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
We picked up our little skimpy patrol leader on a rescue stretcher for a challenge and ran him across the field for a challenge, and we got the best time all day for that.
That's awesome.
That's
we
great. So it was the time. It was the time.
We have 1 minute left, and if you'd like to plug how anybody can get a hold of you and how they can be a part of the Boy Scouts, either they want to get their children involved or they want to volunteer.
Sean, can I just say something before you do that?
I'll allow it.
Wyatt set up his tent outside the other day and slept outside all night by himself, school night. Unbelievable. That would have never happened if he didn't join Scouts. So thank you for your leadership.
Thank you
It's
so
a
much.
wonderful
This
program.
is awesome.
I've been inspired.
Absolutely.
I think Tyler's going to be sleeping outside for the rest of the rest of April vacation now. It's an honor to be part of it. Helping girls and boys become young men and women is a very, very noble thing, and it is so impressive to watch them grow. And I think the comment you made about being on the committee, as you see these Scouts return rank after rank and see how they are growing and developing, I imagine you're going to be so thoroughly impressed with where they go. For people interested in learning more about Scouting or getting started with your potential Scout, you can check out scouting.org, or again, Facebook is your friend here, and see what the groupings are that are in your community.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Sisters in Arms. If you have any questions at all and you want to contact us, you can contact us by sistersinarms2022@gmail.com. Until next time,
Stay safe and
keep vigilant.
Keep vigilant.